Hey everyone, it's Stave here and welcome to another Bindrune Arcanum video. My apologies for not getting these videos out a little while back. I was actually on a break with family, sort of dealing with some family stuff. And I got a little bit sick when I got back. But we are here now and I'm going to show you the concept designs that we have for the miners. So basically the suits and the court cards. This is part of the question as to why we got two different rune designs. So I'm just gonna click through these and talk about them. So part of the reason why we went with two different designs, rune designs, because it didn't make sense to do bind runes for the miners. It would have kind of just been overkill, if you know what I mean. So we went with just stave, staff designs, and you've got the tridents for the wands, spears for the swords. There's kind of like circle staffs for pentacles and a U-shape type of staff design for the cups, as you'll see as I'm going through these. Now with these particular designs, you can actually streamline these perfectly to the tarot counterpart, so you can just go ahead and use the same meanings that you would in a normal tarot deck, whereas the bind runes you kind of can, and you can kind of go outside of that. But you can also go outside of the normal interpretations that you find with tarot decks with these, because these will probably speak just a little bit differently to people. As you can see with the backgrounds and stuff, we went a little bit different too in the element representation, and Sarah did a beautiful job of these. So that is part of the reason why we went with staff design or stave runes instead of bind runes. It just, yeah, we wanted to keep things simple and sort of like manageable, plus also not make it too overkill with the bind runes, and just, you know, but the designs are actually a little bit intricate, very different, but just very simple in their presentation and stuff, and they work really well with the size of the cards as well, and with this too. So yeah, so that's part of the reason why we went with this particular design, was just for simplicity's sake, really, more than anything. I'm going to answer a question too that came up on the campaign page about, can the bind runes themselves be used for invocation? Yes, they can. This is the beautiful thing about designing this deck, was they were created to be more than just divination cards. They were created to be used in rituals, magical workings, and for meditative purposes. So yes, you can use the bind runes from the Bindrune Arcanum, okay, not the Merc Stave. For the love of all that is sacred, do not use the Merc Staves in any type of invocation work, because they were not created for that. But the bind runes themselves on the Bindrune Arcanum deck were. They're a little bit more palatable when it comes to magical workings and what have you, so they kind of have that intention already embedded in them. The Merc Staves do not. They are a kind of very deep shadow sort of like runes, and so yeah, you can use them in like ritual practices, like for full moons, any type of moon cycles, planetary cycles, like right down to retrogrades and, you know, what have you. You can use them for meditation purposes if you're wanting to meditate on one of the cards, or, you know, a particular combination of runes to help you kind of like overcome and, you know, see where things might be going a little bit wrong, and how you can channel those runes to kind of like into a more positive sort of like, you know, outcome for you. You can definitely use them for invocation. Like I said, they were designed for that. The Merc Staves were not. What else can you use them for? You can use them in burning rituals. Like I've done that myself. I've used a couple of the bind runes in burning rituals to help me sort of like release certain types of energies that I might be holding on to, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, ritual practices. You can use them as, you know, ritual cards, altar cards, meditation cards, invocation, you know, any type of magical workings. But I am going to say I recommend to not use the Stave Arcanum Bindrunes in any type of invocation. And you could use them for meditative purposes, but that's only if you really want to like deep dive into, you know, like shadow work, trauma work, you know, all that type of stuff. But yeah, for the love of all that is sacred, do not use them for invocation purposes, because they were not designed for that. And if anything were to go wrong in your workings, the clapback would be real. Okay, so that's just a note on that. The Bindrune Arcanum Bindrunes, the major cards, were created for magical workings, ritual work, meditative work. The Staves were not created for invocation or magical workings, for meditative purposes, but that's only if you want to. And I feel like I'm repeating myself here, and I feel like I have to. That's only if you are absolutely sure that that's what you want to do with them, like meditative purposes. That's fine, where you can kind of like meditate on the different rune combinations within the Staves to kind of like help you overcome any type of obstacles or any type of trauma or any type of shadow work that you think you need to do. To sort of get beyond certain energies and kind of like push them out. And so yeah, this is a very short video, and so these are the designs, and that's really the reason why we went with them, is that we just wanted to keep things simple. And these designs, you know, you can use the tarot meanings for these. If you get any type of intuitive impressions, then by all means, you know, roll with it. But these cards here, you kind of can, but they wouldn't have as much of an impact, I guess, as what the Bindrunes would if you were to use them in kind of like meditative purposes, or even just like burnings. I guess you could if you wanted to, like, because they do streamline to the tarot counterparts and stuff. You could if you wanted to. But for invocations and stuff, maybe I would have to do some type of magical workings with these cards myself. We don't have any of these present, but once we get those printed, we will definitely show you guys proper video and photographs of them. So yeah, these are the designs, and again, I hope this video was helpful to you and it answered any of your questions. If you are still confused about why we went for 2 different rune designs, please hit me up in the comments or DM, and I will try to give you some clarity. And I'm just going to leave it at that. Thank you for watching, thank you for listening, and I hope you're having an amazing day or evening wherever you are in the world.